like if you lose your lane, it's
one
gonna be...
pipe is really good on,
Yeah.
on Execration.
Fuck, huh? Okay.
I have been told the gun.
Just that little network chart may be in their favor for the first 5 minutes or so.
I actually tend to like this tree matchup. I think it's one of the few melee 5s who can do okay versus Enigma. And of course, you have the overgrowth in the big game. So I think
Carlo, he's burned out. He's just dead.
Yeah.
First blood for mid one. So goodbye.
pretty fine.
Oh, toss back into the tower.
Oh, yeah,
Beautiful body blocks from Shanks, and the curses just continue back and forth. Not going to be quite the same because there is still a full creep wave under the tower, but it will be some pretty decent damage against an Enigma. Look at these body blocks, man. Shanks is making all of the reads and non-stop. He will not let this Bloodseeker go, and he is just dead.
Does this Ursa play?
Right.
Do you go for some fighting build and try and help pick off? Do you go for Battle Fury and play the heavier scale lane shove? Seems like that's going to be the decision. SMG getting
jump onto him. Yeah. They tried to get aggressive onto the Enigma, but now, if anything, it's going to be the Train Protector dying as Shanks once again repositions. Their panel talked about it, but Zeus does do pretty well against Puck in the lane.
I still feel like this... It's hard to say who this favors, but if this top lane is going this well for SMG, it has to favor them, because mid one is getting out of control.
Yeah.
This is going to be another Ursa kill.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Absolutely brutal.
Shot down, not quite by the Shadow Realm, but you could just tell mid one's not going to let that one go so easily.
This is a huge wave up here, too.
Yes, it is a massive loss because they're probably going to kick Carlo out of experience range, so not even the support is going to collect much from this, though. Somebody needs to actually spot Carlo here.
Mid one's even being greedy, not even eating this catapult. This is the correct play. Sold him off this XP. Might even be another kill with it.
Yeah, Bot's going to make the rotation over, but it's not going to be in time to save the Disruptor. Might be able to get a counter kill or two with the Ursa showing up, but it's going to take a lot. They start chasing after the Doom. Boom, he just goes in, goes to the TP out. They don't get either one.
Already. That's a wasted puck rotation on top with the early coil, which ideally you want to use on this Zeus or Bloodseeker.
Zeus making the rotation, might be able to get the kill onto Tino. Gets a lot of movement speed over our Bloodseeker, but yeah, low on mana, but we still have the Train Protector going to come in. Shanks, he's going to have his TP stopped, and Moon making the much more successful rotation as a
living armor on the back.
Yeah.
Gonna need some big coils here.
Yeah, you certainly are. Glimpse back. Carlo, chase down pretty easily. Bob, nothing you can really do here. It's not like there's much damage being thrown around. The Dark Willow is healthy enough that not going to get popped. So, Bob still looking for an opportunity, but to be honest, the supports are not the best to be able to play with. Tino will be able to get out of the blood, right? That is pretty helpful because it means he can get off the black hole here, but the Eidolons, can they do enough damage? The Bloodseeker's going to die first. The Train Protector trying to limp back to the trees, but denied. Pulled back in by the Marcy. What a play from Tino. That was just inches away from that blood right, successfully hitting the...
Gains momentum. It's a pretty scary team. Seems like a long time ago we had mid one on Secret and Afu on the Chinese organizations, right?
Yep.
LFY and all that, so.
Yeah, that was, I think it was that TI7 that LFY had the third place?
Trying to think, yeah.
He actually managed to hop down to the low ground. That's going to force him into the tower range. Palos is still going to die to the Zeus nukes, but is there anybody here that can punish this at all? A glimpse back into the tower? Marcy gank? Nothing. Nobody is in a position to stop this.
Puck is dead and
kill. Mid one. Not actually going to be caught in the kinetic field at first. Glimpse back, obviously, and is still very likely dead as there's nobody here to really help him out. But it goes to show how farmed he is, or how many levels he has, perhaps, that it took that long to bring him down. And he still got his BKB in time. He still managed to buy that. So.
Which is an interesting item choice, honestly.
Glimpse in the coils, so.
We'll see. Yeah. Ultimately, it might not make a big difference here because he is so farmed that he'll probably buy anything and he'll have it all. So.
He's got 10K net worth. First across that line at 16 minutes. Jump in. Marcy missing the stun initially. Should still be able to get the kill onto this Dark Willow, but they're going to use the coil to try and prevent these further rotations from getting a counter kill. Shanks needs a little bit of help. No, he's good.
Extra Bloodseeker Thirst Vision when people get low. There's just not the vision control from Execration around this mid area, so they pretty much have to group up here and try and take it back, which mid one says, not on my watch, son.
No, he's not letting anybody get out there. At this point, Execration just have to play like the hard sides of the map and
Yeah, Bob.
for a 4-man smoke and head through this mid lane area. Shanks, once again, he seemed to be really good in his previous series about positioning to break smokes. And Marcy's a great hero for him. Oh no, that AoE stun catches Tino as well. Now with the Terrorize, no, they don't even need that much. The Bloodseeker is going to make sure to show up. Chidori's like, yeah, I can clean up on this team fight. In fact, I'm going to throw a Rupture down on Palos, the Doom, the Rupture. Static Storm actually going out, but Chidori does have the BKB. He's going to deal with Carlo real quickly. Wait out Palos' BKB, turn back into him. Damage is a bit too much, so he's not going to be able to get that kill. If anything, actually, he almost went.
Get too many of these windows left in this game before the items just are overwhelming.
Yeah, seriously.
Execration trying to bait them in here, I
These
think.
little mini stuns. Bob needs a helping hand. Shanks is going to give it to him. They're going to turn back around, see if they can get the black hole. They don't catch Moon. They only catch the Train Protector. And more than willing to make that sacrifice as Midwan continues its assault. He chases after Palos. They also have the Rupture now. Enrage, on cooldown, no BKB either. So Palos easy to bring down. The rest of Execration will be able to retrieve.
Disruptor Ags exists. They might not. Depends on who's clicking very fast.
Yeah.
There's just not great initiation here.
Yeah, the one thing they know is they're all kind of stuck here on this low ground area.
Oh, this is a great ward for SMG.
Yep, they're going to quickly try and deal with the ward.
Overgrowth.
But it does mean they get caught into the Terrorize with the Blood Mid. The jump forward from Midwan as well. Look at Chidori instantly into the back lines. Looks like he recognized the threat that was Carlo. He immediately goes and deals with this Bloodseeker. Disruptor dead. Tino uses the one-man black hole, and looks like Shanks will be able to get that kill. So Chidori was so focused on the Disruptor that he actually puts himself out of position, but Palos has been kited to hell, was not able to stick on one hero like he wanted to. Midwan needs a little distance, and with the BKB should be able to get it. Now we can turn back on a Shanks. There's no more physical damage threat, and should be able to just keep ahead of these heroes. Looking to blink back away from Tino into the arms of Shanks to finish him off. Execration did what they could there, and it was nice that they could. It would have been really good, but Midwan is one step ahead of them with the AoE Doom. He blinks ahead of the Static Storm. Carlo's gonna fall just like that. The rest of the team still looking at this high ground area, looking for a way to be able to get to the Roshan pit, but they're gonna be denied. That is Boom. He pushes them back. Does manage to force the BKB out of Shanks, so it cost him his life, but still, that was enough time. Was it? They're still trying to do Roshan. It is taking so long.
Get in here.
Palos are going to get on top of the Train Protector. Both of Chidori are now down. Chidori finally managed to get in. There goes the Aegis. Jumping from Tino, though. Immediately throws down the black hole, but it's denied by the Zeus. And now with Midwan on top of it, it's going to be Tino dead. The rest of Execration are on their way out. Shanks is going to be caught as the +1 to this as well. So they were not able to get there.
Midwan continuing to try and hunt here. Getting past
They
a
can
bit.
kill Midwan. The stacks beginning to build up, but the Terrorize beautifully positioned, and Chidori's able to take full advantage of it. They look to be able to finish up the puck. Couldn't quite get him right away, but they kited out Palos. And the Ursa, the AoE Doom is going to do some work here, but Chidori needs to be careful of this Ursa damage, but it looks like they have enough chain stuns to be able to keep him at bay. Full heal almost for Chidori off of that one, and he keeps his Aegis intact.
I mean, that Ursa, he's fighting for his life, but if Execration doesn't get jumped.
Oh, they found him. A lane ward spotted him, but they only got the stun. They didn't actually see where he was at. They still managed to get the AoE Doom out. At the same time, the Static Storm before the BKB. Midwan didn't pop that, but he is staying on top of the Ursa. They're going to be able to get the chain stun into the silence with Chidori able to clean up very easily. The Yules goes off, denying the black hole once again. Tino just has zero opportunity to get this one off. Shanks is actually putting in a decent amount of damage with the remaining seconds of his ultimate. Even as a support, you got to be careful of that Marcy ult, but still, it's a pretty clean win for SMG as they're even trying to hunt down Bob here. The Nullfire Bash going out. Bob
looking for Moon, maybe.
He's got a blink up, should be able to get away. They spot him, Boomy. No, he didn't have this time a necessity for sure. Bob's still playing with them. I mean, you got to go big or go home. I do not blame him for trying to go for this play. Unfortunately, it is not quite enough, but the rest of the team is here. Immediately grab Chidori. Shanks is going to do a battle against this Bloodseeker, but without a basher, it's a pretty uneven fight, I would say. Chidori's going to win that one out, get a bumper and heal. Back over to Tino, who's looking for his opportunity. Actually lost his opportunity, it seems, as his black hole was denied. The Ursa, Palos gets the Dark Willow kill. Is he gonna get out? Yeah, I don't think there's anybody close enough.
Chidori's just ready to go in. He has Swift Blink Nullifier.
An overgrowth to start things off, and mid one's already got the AoE BKB. Doom out onto some heroes, but a black hole hits him for a second. That's just long enough for the Ursa to be able to shred that Doom. It's enough. Now a bash instantly onto Boomy. No chance to be able to get off that Shadow Realm. Chidori's committing, trying to kill Shanks. Shanks fighting back, fighting for his life. Palos unable to assist him in time, but they pulled him right back into the bear's den. Palos, Mother Bear, will protect his supports where he can, and Bob showed up too. Look at him go.
Damn, Execration pulling the fight out on their outpost using one buyback, two buybacks actually. So you do get two supports here for SMG, but that is not the fight they're looking for. And an aggressive overgrowth from Afu to try and start that up, but just sets it up in terms of Black Hole and Palos going to town.
Yeah, to be honest, I feel like there's
Afu?
yeah, well, he tried.
That wasn't even close.
I feel like the Blink
that,
overgrowth just gets them to use their BKB. Yeah, maybe he can still stick onto the Ursa.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It might switch this little matchup a bit more. That said, you start to have to worry about this Marcy a bit too. Shanks did eventually get to the Basher here.
True, yeah.
So he's pretty big, 3,000 HP on this Marcy. He does a lot of
damage. Almost cost Moon. Moon was able to blink away, hop out.
Bob is looking.
Rest of Execration, I mean, if they get any vision, they can glimpse.
The other one doesn't want to jump this Ursa. He's thinking about it.
Shanks, maybe force. Oh no, Carlo with that one. They walked right past that Static Storm. And he doesn't have a buyback either, and the Ursa's already dead. Oh no, Execration. They fought so hard to push this game to this point, but now it may all come crashing down around them. Both their supports don't have buyback. Mid one still hunting. Bob forced to use his BKB, and
but if you're not forcing the game now, when are you ever going to, right?
Yeah.
Afu just meandering his way in here.
At the smoke, deep. Look at this position. He's going to get a ward way back. He sees Tino, and now, well, they didn't get the jump off that immediately, so they may actually have some sort of idea. Shanks, ruptured first. There's the pop out. Immediately catches Bob. The AoE Doom is going to go to work. They do have a buyback on one. Shanks with the rupture was held in place, so they're actually going to be caught in the Doom as well. Mid one picks up 2 kills with that one play. And another overgrowth on top of that. This vision is working out so well to find the picks. They didn't even need that big team fight. There's no way for Tino to make a move here. They're just being picked apart. Now with the rupture inside of the base, they're going to go to 5, 3, 2, 1. He's got buyback now. Tickle finally came into play as they make their jump. They immediately goes for the Doom. The Doom is going to be brought down. He does have a buyback though. Chidori, he's already down so low. Shanks went to work on him. The second life for the Bloodseeker. The Doom has come back into play, though. He's going to come in pretty soon. You got to look out for that one, but they can bring down Chidori first. Mid one chasing away as he fails. No black hole out from Tino, but Chidori may still fall as Shanks just straight up man bottom in one. Palos chases away mid one, as now they're going to pull back Afu. They're not going to let him escape either. The buyback from Execration, well worth it. They are in a point where they can now win this game. They force SMG to use critical buybacks.
Oh, he is lucky. Flirting with danger.
Yeah, seriously, Palos, he's going to make their jump forward. Oh no, it looks like mid one struck first and managed to catch Tino, and immediately the Ursa turned around and tried to deal with mid one. They actually do manage to get the stun with the glimpse back. They killed the Zeus, but he had the buyback. That was the only one that had it, but that's a dieback now to Chidori. If he caught mid one, it would have been a second dive back, but he did manage to blink just ahead of Palos. Palos going to drop by SMG.
I don't know if SMG can defend this. They don't have any Dooms, no Thunder God's Wrath. Is this just Mega somehow off the back of that base fight?
Looks like it. The coil does manage to catch the Zeus. Immediately Carlos force dash forward, does manage to get the Sandstorm, pulls the Zeus a little bit closer. Don't allow Palos to strike. Finish him off. The black hole catches a tree projector because what is left on SMG? Absolutely nothing. Mid one stands alone on the high ground. And
What benefit does a core coddle give you that it doesn't give you as a position for?
I mean, super high burst, I guess, but it's magic burst.
Oh no, so it is going to be a core coddle.
Okay. I'm guessing
instantly good was Fate Beyond's performance on it.
Yeah,
and that guy, yeah, that's just a special. Oh, okay, that was a little awkward.
Like Faith Beyond can make a disconnect look good. You know?
Yeah, like that guy, he had like a terrible laning phase, and I think he was like level 4, and he was just like, well, I'm gonna go ganking now, and he just like turned into some weird tri-lane situation. Boomy does get the first blood on. feel like this is the one hero that you should really never let have a good laning phase. As you said, it's so weak in the first couple levels. Carlo tossed back. Boomy, he may die here to the Coddle, but he's going to ensure that it's a trade-off as Carlo is going to fall as well. So both, of course, takes...
Toward top of the net worth board. Pretty high on the levels. His TP mid has
Kills Moon
down. Not able to bail his buddy out. And the early maiden rotation off the death, maybe just not thinking about it, catches him off guard. Level advantage for the bat. Quick punish. Mid one will soak up the XP by.
Yeah, he's almost
his
dead.
brother's grave.
In fact, Bob goes for it. He just throws the sticky napalm for the last hit. That's somebody who has some serious experience with Batrider, especially the new it's just not going well. So see if we can run multiple heroes into the same lane.
Mid one TP top as well. 4 heroes for SMG.
They can catch this lean, it would be massive, and they're looking like they should be able to complete the chain stun pretty easily. Shanks is going to be able to pull back Boomy into an awkward position with Tino hitting that one blast and does have some follow-up with a blinding eye. Ready to go, pushes him even further into the hands of Execration. Swap back in, but Tino's pretty fast. It's going to be hard to stick on top of him with the mech going off. That's going to be just enough to keep him alive and up to the high ground. Meanwhile, Afu gets a little bit low, but he actually had so many stick charges. Does not survive, though, to the big blast coming out from the Coddle. Carlo, last one standing. Mid one gets the vision. Doesn't go for it just yet. Throws it out. Still has the swap to go as well, but with the TP rotation coming out, he says, okay, for something once again. Mid one, is he going to be able to get away? Shanks could go for the rebound, but opts not to.
So it's
Boomy coming in from the side, and mid one does go for the swap now. Pulls back Tino into an instant kill on one. Boomy's going to die as he gets a little far forward there, and Carlo's going to chase away the rest of SMG with a freezing field that doesn't last long. Keeping their distance, a really nice change with the arrow from behind as well. Apu shows up. They finish off Palos. Now Carlo, underneath his own tower, pops the one and turns and fights. Nice kill, but he will ultimately die. A triple for mid one. Is the end result of yet another great fight for Ed.
I mean, honestly, on a hero Venge, it's not easy to do this kind of stuff. Like, she has low cast ranges, pretty slow, so he has to make every move count, and he has made them count now. 4-man smoke rotation.
Ooh, Chains doesn't quite land. Bob into the trees, trying to find a way desperately out of this one. In fact, so much damage on a Moon, he might actually turn around and kill him if he's not careful. Fortunately, the Avalanche comes through at the right time, and the Infest gives him a little bit of bumper and help. Arrow coming through. The Chains just last so long.
Well, that's one. Trying to grab him.
Frostbite into lasso attempted, but the Chain's going to hold him at bay. The toss over of the Coddle. Nice swap timing there from mid one. They got to get away from this freezing field. Chidori says, let's go into it instead. Carlo, he's going to be focused down. That's the rage popped. Oh, mid one kept alive for a second there by the Infest, but eventually goes down. But he's got the Aghanims complete already. So now this is the great fight for SMG as the heals go off as well, keeping everybody healthy except for mid one's Illusion, who now finds a swap back onto Tino as well, looking for that third or maybe fourth kill. Not quite enough left in the tank,
Another
though.
blast. Just sends it out.
Is under attack.
I mean, those heals are doing some work. Definitely keeping this Lina alive for a lot longer than SMG wanted.
Yeah.
But still, another shawl on top. You have to think about where is the damage going to come out in an extended fight for Execration.
Carlo. That was a cute little move. He'll trade out his life in order to kill the Mirana, perhaps, or perhaps not. The Guardian Greaves. Again, the heals.
Yep, Coddle Blast plus Greaves. You almost want a Holy Locket on top of all this, but haven't seen that item in a couple of years.
Bob heads up to where Palos is with the Gleipnir complete. They can maybe catch Moon. Grab into lasso. Pure instant.
Lasso.
No, I don't. Well, they didn't need one of those ultimates. I don't know which one was not the play. Shanks is going to be caught by the swap back in from mid one. Got to be careful going for mid one here with that second life, but they're going to play their distance away from him, except for Carlo. Palos comes through. He actually wants to go for the tiny kill. The LSA goes out and does quickly manage to get that one. The magic missile goes down. Can they stick on top of this Lina? The movement speed. Greaves going out, and now Shanks to the rescue with a beautiful two-man stun, allowing Palos to turn around, return fire onto SMG. And now that second life of the Vengeful Spirit doesn't mean squat. The rest of your team is all dead.
Ooh. These LSAs have been on point from Palos. Early Gleipnir also just painting this gold in the gem. Is there something else that's more impactful? Like 900 gold at this point in the game is a huge percentage of your net worth. 900 gold later on is not as big, so he spends a fourth of his net worth on this gem. That could be a force stat.
Oh, the smoke breaks. If they could find the Lina right now, it would be beautiful. Get on top of her with that Desolator. Maybe they can get the kill. The arrow comes through just in time, just what they needed, and that'll finish him off. Palos falls, and Carlo is just an extra +1 to that objective.
Munch, munch, munch.
Well,
Chidori eats him up and taking over the map.
Is under attack.
Is exactly what they're looking for.
and Lifestealer's going to be lagging a little bit behind here, but this initiation is just going to be so beautiful. So many stuns. The lead is pretty tanky, though, and the Lifestealer is only just now showing up to the fight. He turns around, throws some damage, and Booney Palos trying to use that movement speed to get away, but stun after stun continues to rain in after him, and now that Chidori is here, the damage is inevitable. Marcy going to fall right next to the Lina. It looks like, well, mid one looking for more kills, maybe gets a more important target in Tino to get swapped back. Shanks getting caught by the slight chains from Moon, so they still ensure that kill as well. 3 dead. Great rotation from Ed.
He's just trying to kite the fight out. You know, stuff like this, you can just stand and take his ground.
That's true, yeah.
You know, like DKB, you don't need it in situations like that, and I think that's what Palos is playing for, the long game here.
Moon needs some help. He gets a helping hand from Midwan, who goes for the swap, and Bob just gets eviscerated by that damage from CDR, and the open wounds bounced over to Carlos, who he's not going anywhere either. The magic missiles are bouncing over to Palos as well, but now the damage is too much. It's going to be the first life. Coming back, the Lifestealer. He has a rage coming up in just a half a second here. Any stuns? No, the rage is now going to go down. He lays into Shanks. The arrow also landing onto Lina. He forced that forward, but he wasn't in time. The arrow caught him instead. Palos turns around, finishes off the Venge illusion. They're trying to throw this damage on his Lina, but you're right, the sustain is just too damn much. He doesn't need a BKB. He can stand strong through it all.
Damn.
Palos, they showed in the bottom wave. They should be able to catch him here, no problem. Now Bob
does have haste.
Doesn't want to let him go for free. The Moonlight Shadow is going to wear out eventually, but they've regrouped.
What the hell was that smoke, actually? How does it? That was just picture perfect.
I think they saw the bottom wave pushing in. They said somebody's going to have to defend that, and who ended up
him on the way back.
Yeah, Lina was the.
That was a crazy fast, just accurate smoke, and now they're going to get more. So SMG, he's time to strike. This is where they're very strong.
Oh, perfect! But can the rest of the team get here in time? There's a little bit of distance. Palos going to turn around. Long range arrow. Nearly does manage to catch him. A 5-second arrow, but force staff down below ground. The Lifestealer not able to catch, but now he gets on top. Another one, force staff, not quite up to the high ground again. But Palos, the rage is worn out. They've brought in SMG. They've lured him deep into their side of the map, and now Palos can just turn back into SMG, lay waste upon his enemies. Midwan, the surviving member alongside of Afu's Marana, but even Afu might not be able to make it out as Bob. He waves goodbye, drops an item.
Because it just shows you're all on the same page. You understand what your win condition is. You understand who you're playing for.
There is the lasso pull back on a Midwan. A great target to be able to, because they should be able to kill him twice without any issues whatsoever. Yeah, throw whatever stuns you want at Lina. It doesn't stop what is coming. Judgment.
Fiery judgment for your sins.
Yep. They're going to go for the toss back now. See what they can get off of this. The arrow is not going to last super long. The force staff start going out. Force staff gets a little bit of distance. Moon not doing quite enough. Palos turns around, activates the Satanic back to full health. He goes. So now they have to target other heroes, as a 2-man chains is pretty nice for Moon. With Chidori getting on top of Shanks, maybe they can at least get that one. Loaded Sword doesn't save him. That missile actually bounced over to Palos there, but he got another force staff outside of the Avalanche. Boomy
does not want to give him any room. They don't see him. They dust him.
Okay.
Kind of out of position.
What is this? Can they can't actually do enough? They seriously could not commit onto that Lina. They'll kill Carlo, who got tossed in pretty deep. Magic missiles playing their time here, but that double damage just continues to be a serious threat of the Lina. Beautiful avalanche. Not like Chidori can go into that quite yet.
Dead with no buy though, and his spirit died as well, so 100 seconds with no venge.
Okay, another jump, another toss back into the tier 4s.
Got back.
The force staff was not going to be enough. If they could trade out the Tiny, nice and fast, gives a little bit more time. Palos continues to lay in and commits. The Tiny dies now with the lasso, pulling back the Lifestealer. They can commit for that kill as well. Nice pick up. That is Execration opening up the game. Up forward with the slight used. They see an opportunity here. The LS8 follow doesn't quite land onto Moon. He has the slight, and they'll stick onto Shanks. Shanks taking away at least the sidekick is a big factor, so the support does die. Moon needs to get out though, and he has the remnant to be able to do so. Bob, oh, no bashes whatsoever from Chidori. Nice two-man Gleipnir. I like that he's focusing on the Tiny, making sure, because that tossback is the big threat. But now, focusing on the objectives, trying to get those Megas. Jumping forward from Moon. He wants to end up onto Bob. Bob still onto BKB, though. They got the Lina back into the tier 4s, with the rest of the team being chased away. Palos is dead. Moon is still sticking onto Bob, chasing him away as well as Tino, so they couldn't help that Lina. A beautiful combination of attacks there from SMG that gives them an opening. A way to be able to keep this game going, as they will be able to catch Tino, it looks like, as Moon will eventually rejoin that fight, locking down the keeper of the light.
Remove it, but I don't think it does so. They kind of just killed that refresher shard, but arguably didn't have the best uses. Carlo's just going to walk a bill.
Nobody there quite yet. They do have the Tiny that's going to jump forward and bring the life stealer, so there was somebody there.
5v4 opening for SMG. They're still bottom ulted.
Yeah, and Moon certainly has the mobility to catch heroes if he doesn't overextend himself here. The arrow slips right off by Palos, but they got the lasso on the Moon. Oh no! But at the same time, the toss over onto the Lina. Moon stays alive as a result, gets off the cheese. Palos gets bashed once. He needed a little help, and he got pushed away from the Marcy where he can. Disposes well, turns around. Disarm actually coming out from mid. They are actually keeping this Lina from delivering damage like she wants to, and delivering epic judgment onto everybody else as the constant force after pushing them around. They're sticking on to Shanks. Gleipnir going out. Palos trying to get his distance, wait out this damn halberd. Now he can start putting the damage in, but it's too much. He has no supporting crew. Bob and Tino are sitting on the side, but they can't stop the stuns that are raining in. Oh no, the toss. It hit Moon instead. Palos got away with the silver edge, and now he's got a satanic back up into play. He can lead into Chidori, push him back with a hurricane bite, keep him at a distance. Yule Scepter for a moment. Now Chidori gets back into play. Another Heaven's Halberd, another bash comes into play. Lina cannot put out the damage right now. Palos is going to be falling soon as the force steps are not going to be enough. Taking down Chidori. Now with no damage threats left in the building, it's just cleanup on aisle 7. First it's going to be the Bat Rider. Now they get the chains on Tino. He falls as well. No bite.
So he is going to have a full duration to be able to sit there. That said, you just get jumped.
Yeah, immediately Moon trying to get some sort of vision, trying to get some information. Immediately gets lassoed. He's jumped over to the Bat Rider, but the swap comes through. Really nice save from mid one. He can start throwing off those magic missiles, but they've lost their Tiny already, and they're not able to do anything about Palos just yet. They start throwing away. There goes the BKB. Chidori spinning, but actually just gets shredded by the Laguna Blade, and now mid one's going to lose himself as well as he tries to actually goes for the swap onto Afu, but he won't get away from the Gleipnir. Palos will lock you down at least once. The Illusion might be able to make the escape, but Bob really doesn't want to let that one go. He keeps the sticky napalms, and yeah, it's going to fall a second time here. What changed in that fight, Avery?
I mean, they're just jumping super deep. You get this initiation on the Marcy, but that's about that also helps deal the damage a bit.
Defensive force staffs get used to get Palos out of that position from the arrows. So that means that buyback on the lifesteal doesn't do anything, and they've got a pick off now on the Boomy, who also has the gem. So it's going to be a shame to lose it, but I don't think they can do anything to be able to save him here. The damage isn't good enough, but they're going to go lasso back into him with the Palos stunned up for a second, but now it doesn't last long enough. Midwan, who did swap out the Tiny, is going to lose his life once and maybe twice here. Yeah, Palos, he's going to go to work here. They have a buyback still. Moon's got to be a little bit careful as he's trying nice toss back onto Shanks. He's got a BKB though, thanks to that neutral item as well. Stuns didn't last long. He was able to shrug it all off. Another buyback through. Yeah, that's a good point.
You have to bait them onto your outpost. The problem is there is this nasty ward for Execration on the back.
And that's exactly why Bob's going to jump forward and grab Midwan immediately. There's no swap possibilities here. Midwan dies one. Shanks also jumping onto the Mirana where he can. The second life of the Mirana. Oh, look at Bench trying to get up to the high ground. Freezing field going out. Carlo beautifully positioned, but does get bashed by Chidori, who tries to do what he can with the nullifier and such. Moon actually bounces around, dealing decent amount. Chidori, he gets burned out. The lane just does far too much, and Moon cannot possibly put the single target damage onto him. He can spread some damage around onto the supports. The arrow did land onto Palos. They can get Shanks actually, but they need to make sure that Palos can't get off. They satanic hits, and here they come. Oh no! It's all back up to full health. Oh, ultra kill. Give him the rampage. It's coming in as Moon has no mana left to be able to send through this. He buys back back to fight some more. He needs to be able to deal with Bob and Tino. Kill these surrounding supporting cats, but it got caught by Lightyear as he went in. Slight still goes out, survives a little bit longer. That hit, it landed. Bob falls up. Bob managed to finish him off with the blink dagger forward. Boom, he's gonna die. And now it's just little Olafu all by himself, the 5 Mirana. GG is gonna get called. Execration pull through again.
Right.